Hello, my friends. Welcome to Love Good Lane. My name is Matthew. Thanks for being here. Today, we're going to do a get ready with me. Let's put some makeup on. I'm going to be recreating a look that I did the other day that was really quick, and I wasn't really intending for it to be this sort of a pinkish deal, but it just sort of happened, and I ended up getting several comments on how nice my makeup looked that day, which hardly ever happens. So I thought I would do it again. So I'll show you what I put on and how I did it in just a second. But before we get to that, I want to talk about a few products that I've been using lately or otherwise. First thing, I have an exciting announcement. I have an empty. There is no more of this left. It's rare that I use up an entire product of something. Setting sprays, I will. What else? Foundations, sometimes I can. But anyway, this is the AOA Studio setting spray. Lock in your makeup. I used it all. Did I like it? It's okay. Would I buy it again? No, because it's matte and I'm not all about the matte finish stuff. But I wanted to let you know that I used it up. Woohoo! Okay, next. Something that I received in an Ipsy bag last time that I ended up loving was this e.l.f. What is this? The Pout Clout Lip Plumping Pen. And it looks like this. You have to pump it up from the bottom. And it's like a lip gloss meets a lip stain. I don't know. Usually this is not my vibe. But I really like how they go on. They're sheer, but yet they have noticeable color. I don't have to use a liner with these. They don't last forever. You do have to reapply, in my opinion, somewhat frequently. And oddly, they have a coconut fragrance. But I liked it so much that, oh, what shade is this? Do they have? Oh my word. Look. It's written on there. Who can read that? A Wicked Cherry. This one. So I really like these from e.l.f. e.l.f. From e.l.f. From e.l.f. What else? I got these from Laura Geller last month. They came in a twin pack. It's the Day and Night mascara. One is brown, one is black. I haven't used the black one yet. Magnifying mascara, but I have used the brown. And I like it. It's not a super dark brown. It's like brown. And I think it looks nice depending on what eye look you're going or if you want something that's not quite so bam. I've also been using this. This is the Laura Geller Line Smoother. It's a targeted line filler. It has that kind of applicator. It squeezes out and you put it on and then you tap it with your fingers. I've used it under my eyes and I've actually used it a little bit in the center of my forehead. And I like it. It has a nice texture. I haven't tried this yet, but I got this in a recent Ipsy bag. Jason Wu. I've been meaning to try this brand. I don't have anything yet in this brand. The eyeshadows look fantastic. But isn't that nice? It's sort of like a light peachy pink. This is a blush. The shade is called Magnolia. Nice packaging. It comes with a little mirror. So I like that. Also, this is something that I ordered, I think, from Ipsy. This is, what is this? Thrive Cosmetics. Brilliant Eye Brightener. These are all over online. I got this lilac shade. And I put it like above my upper lash line and then smudged it out. So not really like an eyeshadow, more like a lazy liner. And I really like this. This is also an Ipsy, About Face. This is oh yeah. It says eyes, but then it's a brow pencil. It's called Brow Artist. I don't know what that's about. But it's a brow pencil. This is in the shade Blonde. And it has one of these blade style or blade shaped deals. I like this. One end is that, and then there's a spoolie on the other end. I like it, but even though it's blonde, it's a little dark for me. So I probably will use it, but I'll have to use a little powder over it or something to lighten it up a skosh. What else? This just came in my most recent Ipsy bag, and I'm not that excited about my most recent Ipsy bag because it was all creams and eye cream and cleanser, and which is fine. I'm happy to try those things, but that's not why I subscribed to Ipsy, and so I was kind of disappointed that all the products were skincare, except for this. This is the one makeup item that was in there. It's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Blush. It's a twist. So it has one of these sponge applicators. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm excited to. Yeah. So have you used this? Let me know if you have. I'm excited to try that. Okay. And then lastly, I want to talk about the Doll 10 Peptide Bounce Foundation. And if you've watched my makeup videos the last few months, I know you're saying, enough already, stop talking about it. I know. This is it. I'm not going to mention it anymore because I have tried it over and over again. I really wanted it to work. So many people love this. Rockstar Mom on YouTube loves it. Several other content creators have loved it. I just cannot get it to work for me. I have found that if I don't use a primer, but I put it on sparingly with a sponge, not a brush, not the fingers, and then I powder over it and then also use a setting spray, I can kind of get it to look acceptable. But that's a lot of work, folks, for, I want to have fun with my makeup, and that doesn't allow me to have fun because it's frustrating. It's patchy, it's streaky, I have larger pores, so it'll like settle into my pores to the point where I have like little dots where the foundation has gone into the pore, but then it's like, it's very frustrating. So I've made the painful decision. I've tried many times. I gave it my best shot. And I just have to trash it. I have to let it go. Goodbye. And it breaks my heart because I want to love it. This is high end. This was like $45, I think. It's just not going to work. And you know what, folks? While we're at it, I'm getting rid of this too. This is the Doll 10 Refocus and Glow. It's a palette that has what? It has a highlighter, a bronzer, a blush, and a powder. If I can get it open. There. Love the packaging. Very pretty. It's not cheapy at all. There's a nice mirror and larger size. They're not tiny. So I like that. But let me tell you, first of all, the blush is a matte blush. I don't do matte blush. I don't want to look dry on my cheeks or feel like I have to use some highlighter over it so it doesn't look dull. So that's a no for me. The powder, which is over here, the texture, it's just not working for me, folks. And I've tried it with other things. I've tried it with the Peptide Bounce. It's just a no. This bronzer, it's just kind of okay. I have other bronzers that I would much rather use. And then this highlighter, it's just not very... So we're letting this one go. And again, it wasn't cheap, so I hate to see it go. But I will say that in that same shipment, I also got the Magic palette, this eyeshadow palette. And I do love these shadows. They're easy to blend, nice pigment. Yeah, I love this. So I don't dislike everything Doll 10. And I understand that everybody's face is different. So what might work beautifully on your face and your skin might not work for me, and vice versa. But that's one of them. Gotta let the Doll 10 go. Anyway, enough about that and latest products. We'll chat more in the future. But let's get to that. Get ready with me. Let's put this face on. Okay, let's get into it. I've got my moisturizer on, and I'm not going to put on any sunscreen today because I am not leaving my house. Today's going to be a cleaning day. We've had some remodeling in the boys' bathroom that is finally complete, and so I've got a lot to do because the drywall dust and all the things are everywhere, not just in the bathroom. But anyway, let's get to it. First, what do I want to start with first? We're going to use a primer, and I have it up here. This primer I got in a recent Ipsy bag. This is Fresh Face. Maybe it's supposed to be Fresh Face. That's probably it. I like this primer. It's thick, and it's kind of a milky color, although it has a smooth silicone-ish type feel. I would consider buying this again. Okay. We got that. Before I go any further, we're going to do a little of the Vaseline trick. I very lightly tap a little bit underneath the eyes because it does help my under eyes from looking dry and or whatever makeup I'm using sort of settle in there. And then I've been using this like every day on the lids as a eyelid primer. This is the Maybelline, what is this? Age Rewind Eraser. It's a concealer, but I like it because it's just really easy to use. It has that foam applicator, and you just dab it, you give it a twist, and then dab, dab, dab. I have to use some sort of concealer or foundation or eyelid primer before I do shadows, because otherwise I don't have a clean slate, because I've got veining and some redness and other stuff going on my eyelids. The shadows just don't last, and they also don't look as good. This is what? This is a Mally brush, Mally Beauty angled concealer brush. I'm just gonna work that in a little bit. Okay, did that. I'm gonna use a little bit of, it looks pretty good today. The other day when I did this look, I had a little bit more darkness under the eyes, but I'm doing exactly what I did the other day because I had compliments. This is Laura Geller, the Ideal Fix concealer. What shade do I have? 100 Porcelain. Just a little bit. Right in there, that little line that I get while I'm here. Let's just do a couple around the edge of the nose. Boom, boom. A little bit up there, a little bit right here, a little bit right here. There. Okay. I think we're good. This is my Peach Mochi makeup sponge from AOA Studio. It is damp, and I'm just tapping that to blend that concealer. So my makeup mirror here has different settings. I changed it to be a blend of cool and warm, and I also turned it down a couple notches. It still seems really bright. I don't know, maybe it's my camera. Things just seem kind of to wash out. Okay, we did that. Moving on to brows. I'm going to use the NYX Lift and Snatch. This is the eyebrow pen, the felt tip pen. This is in the shade Blonde. If I'm being honest, this is a little too warm, a little too orangey for my typical tastes, but with the way everything came together with this look, maybe I'll do the side, the other day, it kind of worked because everything is kind of pinkish, warm. So I've watched several makeup tutorials, or I don't know if it's a tutorial, but demonstration with Laura Geller online. She's done a few over the years. And my favorite takeaway from especially the one was when she said, for most products, just get it on. Put it on your face. And it's true, except when you're doing, and this is my opinion, when you're doing the eyebrows and lip liner, you gotta take a second and do it right. Give yourself a couple minutes, because otherwise, if you're crooked, if one side's totally uneven from the other, you can look a little cuckoo. I don't think I'm going to use that hand mirror right now. So this product is great for doing those like hair-like strokes because it's wet, but it's also a very fine tip, so you can be kind of precise. Do I think this is the best product for me and my brows? No, because I've got patchy brows. We've talked about this before. Oh dear. Are we leaking? My pen is leaking here. What's going on? It's kind of scary. Okay. My brows are patchy. Like I have very long and wild brow hairs. Like I have to cut them with scissors because they can get so long. But I also have patches where there's nothing there. So it's harder to fill it in with a pen like this. And also the tails of my brows are kind of not there. I went through a phase where I was trimming off the tail of my brow because I didn't like how it came down. I wanted it to be more elongated. But it just became too much work to constantly maintain that. And then I had to use different products for my brows because it wouldn't stick to the bare skin. It just... So I gave in. We're just kind of going with nature. Okay, brows. Boom. I need to get a different makeup wipeout because that pen kind of exploded. Okay, next up, we're going to do... What? We're going to do foundation, and I'm using my Laura Geller Baked Balance and Glow. I know this is controversial because some of you hate the the glow version. You prefer the regular Big Bounce and Brighten. I like the Bounce and Brighten, but I think if I had to choose, I would pick the glow because I just like that little hint of zhuzh. Okay, this is a Laura Geller brush, retractable airbrush kabuki. So you know the drill. You can tighten it, and then it makes the bristles more dense. You get more coverage. If you loosen it, if you pull it down, then it's more sheer coverage. So I use both. I'm going to tighten it up, and we're going to do the nose and the edges of the nose, under the eyes, and between the brows with the tighter barrel on the brush because I want a little bit more coverage. Under the eyes, I'm just kind of patting. Dab and pat, dab and pat. That looks pretty good. I love this. It will not crease. It will not get cakey. It doesn't pill. What shade do I have? Fair. Dab a little over those orange brows. Okay, I think that's good for the tighter barrel. Now I pulled it down, and we're gonna go in. I'm trying to do this a little bit more in real time because the other day when I did this look, it was a weekday. I don't have a whole lot of time to get ready on the weekdays because I have 2 kids, I have a husband. Certain days I teach jazzercise in the morning, so I don't have a whole lot of time to play with. I pick out the clothes that I'm going to wear to work ahead of time, the night before or even the weekend before. And I pick out my jewelry and my shoes. And sometimes I even pick out what makeup I'm going to do because it saves time. It's just ready, you do it. I don't have time to mess around. Okay, next up, we need to set that concealer because I'm going to use powder eyeshadow. And we know that powder blends with powder, but cream blends with cream. That is not the brush I want to use. So we're going to set it with some powder. This is Maybelline Fit Me. I love this stuff. Emily Noel turned me on to this, and she wasn't wrong. I'm going to use that favorite brush of mine. It's got that weird shape. Really gets in there easily. Dab a little bit on those orange brows. Tame it down. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. We're doing it. Moving on. Next, we're going to do some contour. And I used the... I don't know if this is a sample or what. It's a Benefit Hoola bronzer. Is it a bronzer? We don't know. Can I read it? Probably not. The writing is very tiny. No, we don't know what... Oh, here. Matte bronzer. It's a matte bronzer. Is Hoola the shade? I don't know. But here it is. We're going to do some of that here. Just on the outside. I can bring it down a little bit if I want. I stopped bringing it in so far because Michelle from Makeup Masterclass said, don't bring it in so far. It's going to hollow you out and do stuff to your face. And then I was like, you know what? You're right. It kind of does. I like to do it up here. I don't go down towards the temple because we don't want to be hollowed out there. I'm actually not. I guess this is more bronzer bringing a little color as opposed to contour, but like it kind of is because it's giving, I want to put that color in certain places. So we are conscious of where we're shading. I'm going to do some on the nose. I've said this many times before. I don't have a problem with my nose. But I do have a prominent nose, so why don't we give it some dimension rather than just being like one note, if you will. Okay, that's fine. We're going to give it a quick blend. This is a very old Wet n Wild fluffy brush. Okay, we did that. Blush. We used, this is a Kubai Kai palette, and I know, I'm sorry, they're out of business, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop using these products. They're really good. I don't know what inspired me, but I decided to use this pink there in the middle that I had never used before, but we got to be a little bit careful because these blushes are very pigmented. Whoa! Now, don't worry, we're going to blend it out. Put a little bit here. Boop, 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 boop. I mean, that is pink. And then what's left on my brush, I'd like to do a little kind of in the center there. And that's all we need of that. So we'll have that palette for the next 80 years because you don't need much. Let's blend that out. There. There. Okay, moving on. I used this. The Profusion Hollow Beam highlighter in the shade Transcend. It's sort of this rose gold business. I love this highlighter. I like to put a little on the top of the cheek and then blend it back. It's so pretty. It's ever so slightly sparkly without being like chunky glitter, if that makes any sense. Put a little right here. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Once again, let's do a little quick blend. All right, I like it. Moving on to liner. We're going to use on the bottom lash line. I'm going to use this. It's a Laura Geller Kajal pencil, eyeliner pencil in rose gold. I'm going to put some like this. At least on me, this does dry down pretty quick. So it blends, but you got to do it right away. And I'm going a little bit in the crease, the corner crease. And then just using my finger for this one. Blend, blend. There. I do not like to put mascara on my bottom lashes. In a recent video, if you watched, you saw me do it, and not my favorite look on my face. Some of you do it, and I think it's beautiful. You know, Emily Noel, beauty content creator here on YouTube, she does it oftentimes with the e.l.f. lash extender on the bottom. And it looks lovely on her, but my eye shape, whatever, it just doesn't, it's not happening on my face. Okay, I don't know why. I have plenty of Laura Geller pencils I could use on the top, but today or for this look, I used the Laura Mercier pencil. And I say pencil, but you know the deal. These are like the creamy sticks, you know. What is it officially called? This is crazy. They have metallic writing on here. It's a caviar stick. Eye color crayon in the shade Amethyst. Which I don't know why it's called Amethyst, because it's actually like brown. To me, Amethyst would be purpley, but whatever. And I'm going to do the corner of the top lid. And I bring it over just a skosh. I could probably bring it over a little bit more. I'm not bringing it all the way in because I don't like to have anything dark towards the center of my eye. Bring that out a skosh. There, just kind of smudgy. I'm going to put powder shadow, blend it on top, or at least on top of the edge of it, if that makes any sense. So this doesn't have to be precise. This is one of those Laura Geller moments where she's like, just get it on. It's true, just put it on. I don't prefer a precise liner line. I know I did the liquid eyeliner in that first Harry Potter look, but that was very specific and calculated. I guess what I'm trying to say is, in more of a quote-unquote everyday look, I'm not using liquid liner to do a precise. Okay, that's good. Now, what's next? Oh, we need our shadows. But can I remember what shadows I used? Yes. I used this palette, Laura Geller, the Casual Collection, Berry and Blossom. This is old. I don't know how old. My mirror somehow got cracked. We don't know. Let's use this. I'm going to use one of these Profusion Harry Potter brushes. These shades are named. First, I'm doing some Chianti. It's sort of a grayish, brownish lavender, if that makes any sense. I'm not going all the way into the corner, but I'm putting this on the lid. It's like a dusty gray purple, if you catch my drift. I'm not bringing it all the way up to the eyebrow, but close, and then I'm taking it all the way out here because I have hooded eyes, and I like for people to be able to see my eyeshadow when my eyes are open. And if you have hooded eyes, hooded eyelids, like me, you know that sometimes if you just put something on your actual lid, when your eyes are open and you're talking to somebody, they might not be able to see what's on your face because of the hoodedness, and that's okay. We know what to do, right? Right. Okay, I think that's it for that one. Let me get a... Does this... Oh, yeah. This is the brush that I usually use to blend my eyeshadow. It's a Wing Me 07. I don't know. Is that a brand? Probably. Just going to blend the edges so we don't have, like, any harsh lines. We don't see, like, a start and stop. It's just all kind of blendy. Faded? A fade. Okay, I like that. Then we're going to use... What are we going to use? Oh, in the middle, I'm going to use my finger for this. We're going to use Pinot Noir it's this shimmer here. It's kind of a pinkish purple shimmer. In the center. Okay. And then on the outer edge, you know what? Maybe I'll try to use a brush this time. For this, I didn't the other day, so this is a change, but I want to try it. But I'm not finding, maybe it's this one. This is a Mange brush, this little guy. We're going to go into this. Which one did I use? I think we're going to do some of this dark. What shade is that? It's like a light brown shimmer. I think that's what I used the other day, actually. And we're going to do outer corner crease with that. Very rarely do I do an all matte eyeshadow look. I know they say as we get older, we're not supposed to do shimmer. Who says? I like it. I actually think that my eyelids look kind of dry and sort of, I don't know, there's just not a whole lot of life to them if I do an all matte look. Are we looking? We need a little more for some reason over here. Okay, I like that. Moving on, we're just going to do a quick blendy blend. I like it. Those purpley tones, I think, really make my eyes pop. I don't know if you can tell on camera. I think I'm going to dab just a tiny bit. Boop, 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 boop. More Vaseline right in the corner. I'm going to use some setting spray. We're using today the Milani Make It Last Original. I like to do my setting spray. I either do it after I do my foundation, blush, highlighter, or after I've done that plus my eyeshadow. But I like to do it before my mascara because I feel like it can do funny things to your mascara if it gets wet. And I think it was Risa from Risa Does Makeup that has said, that told us somewhat recently that we're not using enough setting spray. It can't just be a very light little mist. And I was like, you know what? I bet you're right. I like to use the setting spray because it makes my makeup last. Oftentimes I'm away from home like 12 hours or more. So, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time redoing and touching up. I mean, I will a little bit, especially lips after you eat and whatnot, but okay. We're gonna curl the lashes. I'm using mascara I'm using today is the Lancome Lash Idol. It's good. Leaning better than good. Is it my favorite mascara? Actually, no. I have very straight lashes and they point down. So even when I curl them and I use a very curl holding mascara, they don't stay this curled all day for sure, but that's okay. I do really love the shape of this wand. In fact, I feel like that little mascara wand trick that Rockstar Mom, Patty, has taught us about bending your mascara wand. I feel like Lancome, they've already done it for us on this one. And we're just going to do one coat of mascara because that's what I did the other day. I was cruising along so I could get out the door and get to work on time. This is a Refer curler, by the way. Okay. What do we think? We're almost done. I'm going to throw on some lip stick, and I have it right here. Usually, I feel like I need to use a lip liner because if I'm using, especially if I'm using a shade, I'm going to throw on some moisture, extra moisture on my lips before I do this. If I'm using a lighter shade, like a pink or a, so many people are into nude lipsticks. I feel like when I do that without a liner, I have no mouth because it all just like blends into one color. So I don't know what possessed me, but I didn't use a lip liner the other day for this look. I'm using Laura Geller Italian Marble lipstick in the shade Palermo. It's sort of this blended marbly pinkish, it's got shimmer to it. So, I don't always love a lip that's that light, but with this look, I don't mind it. It's kind of a frosty pink. It feels good. It's very creamy, silky. My lips feel moisturized. What do you think? Here's the look. I like it. Yeah. So, leave me a comment down below if you have something to share or something to ask me, or you just want to send me a smiley emoji. I love that too. Thumbs up the video. It helps out my channel. Also subscribe if you haven't. It does help out my channel, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Until next time, thanks for being here, and I'll catch you later. Bye.